Welcome back, guys, to another video. Got a pretty interesting story today, and towards the end we will be talking about some Tesla news regarding some stuff about the lease-to-buy options for the Model 3 and Model Y, which really gets more consumers. On top of that, you got like the Biden administration pushing pretty heavily into cleaner energy, offering $7,000 of tax credits. I mean, that is pretty sweet. So first thing, let's talk about how Elon Musk right now believes that maybe Bill Gates had a big short position on Tesla stock and lost a bunch of money. Now, if you guys don't know what shorting on stock is, essentially you're betting on the stock going down. And the way to do that is you borrow shares from another individual that actually holds the stock. You sell it on their behalf, but you have an obligation to buy back the stock. And preferably, you want to buy back the stock at a lower price. Let's say you just shorted the stock at 100. You sold it, you need to buy it back eventually, but you want to buy it back at maybe 95, so you make a nice $5 profit. The thing about shorting a stock is your gains are capped, but your losses are unlimited. So if a stock just goes crazy and just soars up continuously, you're going to be losing a lot of money. You could easily go into the negatives. We probably have seen that recently with several of those really crazy stocks. Right now, Elon Musk on the Joe Rogan podcast experience said that he felt that maybe Bill Gates was betting against Tesla and shorting the stock, and has said that Bill Gates made some really strange comments about electrification last year, including how the electric semi from Tesla would not work and electric planes will never work either. And by the way, Tesla has this really big thing for electric planes also, and they have this massive Tesla semi program. Now, obviously this isn't confirmed. We can't just straight up say that Bill Gates was shorting Tesla, but it's pretty interesting because Musk has been saying that he's been hearing word on the street that Gates had this massive short position betting against Tesla back in 2020. Now, I can't really blame people shorting Tesla last year, especially the luxury car market was doing pretty bad, but never have we saw that Tesla straight up came out with some really amazing green energy plays and green energy products that really destroyed a lot of people's short positions. And by the way, Tesla had sometime been one of the most shorted stocks on the NASDAQ, and the total losses of people who bet against the stock lost $38 billion in 2020 alone. And in 2020, that's when the stock market did really bad and people still lost money. It was honestly pretty incredible, and Tesla stock right now is at an all-time high. Yeah, it's a pretty funny story, especially how Musk and Bill Gates actually never really had any good words to say to each other, but they both actually love clean energy, climate change. Maybe a lot of people just feel like Tesla could not just do well in 2020, shorted the stock, expecting the company to probably go bankrupt or something. But little did they know that Tesla easily bounced back with a lot of green energy plays, and it just looks really good afterwards. And of course, the Feds printed a bunch of money since the stock market flying high. Tesla is finally offering lease-to-buy options for the Model 3 and Model Ys. These are the cheaper options. Before this, you could only have the lease-to-buy options for the most expensive variants like the Model S, but not everyone can afford this. Also, keep in mind that the lease-to-buy option for the cheaper variants like the Model 3 and the Model Y is not available everywhere. In fact, it's only available at some areas, but this is pretty interesting because Tesla has never allowed owners to purchase their cars at the end of a lease. And then these cars just go back to the Tesla shop. But right now, I think the reason why Tesla's doing this is because of their Autopilot system. Tesla wants to be making this really nice robo-taxi network, but because of a $25,000 Tesla already under research and design right now over there in Shanghai, China, they're like, you know what, if the Autopilot system is coming out in just a year or two, if the robo-taxi system gets out in just 2 years, we don't really need to get back a bunch of these Model Ys and Model 3s. Just let the consumers have them. And because of this, people are getting really, really happy about this option because now they can lease the Tesla. If they don't like it within a few months or a year, they can return it back. If they really like it, well, that money they used to lease, it could just go back into them buying the vehicle. Honestly, it's a pretty genius move. A lot of people are really sad that the lease ended with the Model 3. They can't really buy it, and it just kind of sucks. But now, a lot of people who are leasing the vehicle are like, oh, I could buy this vehicle now, and I really seem to like it for the past few months. They straight up do so. The reason why Tesla is doing this isn't just because they're like, okay, consumers could definitely have an easier time buying a Tesla, but it's probably because of the robotaxi fleet. You don't want to have too many vehicles, honestly. If you want to start off a robotaxi fleet, it's really bad if you have like thousands and thousands of Tesla vehicles just super empty in your garage. So Tesla's like, okay, you could just, lease them out, lease to buy. It's a lot easier. Get rid of all of this inventory because the $25,000 Tesla, in my opinion, will be the main vehicle for the robotaxi fleet. And Musk has been pushing very heavily, and I can't stress this enough about the $25,000 Tesla, which will be equipped with different cameras, 360 degrees, autopilot, etc. It's really good. There's already the phase 3 Shanghai Gigafactory being built up. You can see the steel beams on the phase 3 plot of land in Shanghai. On top of that, there's a research and design area that was recently made and hired a bunch of local talent to design the $25,000 car, which is going to be rumored to be a hatchback because it will be made on the Model 3 platform, but it would not look like the Model 3. It'd probably be a lot smaller, but it could be a hatchback. I guess some people seem to like that. But this is going to be like a very versatile, a very easy to use vehicle, which a lot of people definitely enjoy. In some markets, Tesla does not allow lease options, but hopefully in the next few months we could be seeing some sort of lease option. And by the way, I can't wait for the Autopilot full self-driving beta subscription program to roll out. I think that'll be a pretty cool thing to check out because this type of subscription program could get a lot of people really into this Autopilot system. Autopilot is $10,000. It's not cheap. But if Musk implements a subscription program very similar to NIO back in China, I feel like a lot of people will check it out. They use the Autopilot. Obviously, some people will probably not enjoy it, but the majority of people will really like the Autopilot and then just say yes to it and pay that 10 grand. I think it's a pretty nice thing. A lot of people haven't bought Autopilot because it's too expensive. They don't know how badly they want it. But there are some individuals that said like after using Autopilot for like several weeks, they got really used to the driving. I mean, you could drive from your garage to your workplace. It does really well in like big cities. And Tesla is upgrading their software every 5 to 10 days. So that's also pretty big. What's really nice is Tesla is doing some lease options, subscription programs. They're trying to make their cars a lot more affordable and have a better reach to their consumers. On top of that, the Biden administration is also offering $7,000 tax credit if you get an electric vehicle. Essentially, if you want to get the base model of the Model 3, you could just pay roughly $29,000 to $30,000 if you add in the tax credit, which is honestly cheaper than a starting price Mercedes or a BMW. And that just makes Tesla super competitive. But keep in mind that spots are very limited. For the $7,000 tax credit, only a select number of cars could get it. I think it's like 400,000 vehicles. After that, it's completely over. So, hey, if you want to get a Tesla right now, it's the best time to do so. They got like leasing options. You could lease the Autopilot for a while and check it out. You get this really good tax credit. There's a lot of incentives. I think Tesla wants to be hitting like 1 million cars delivered for 2021, or else they would not do this. Thanks for watching, guys, and comment below.